welcome back. Today I'm going to be showing you how to detect a remote access payload. And for this exercise we're going to be using Kali Linux and Wireshark. Now I'm going to be using my Kali Linux that I have loaded onto a VirtualBox environment. And we're going to be using Kali Linux to generate a payload for testing, and we're going to be using Wireshark to detect or intercept the payload traffic. So what is a remote access payload? A remote access payload is basically a file that once it's run on a system allows an attacker to remote control a device. So first thing you want to do is download Wireshark. Type in Wireshark and it's going to be www.wireshark.org/download.html. Alright, so if you already have a Kali Linux distribution on one of your laptops, great. If you don't, then you can run it on VirtualBox, follow the tutorial that I made on my channel on how to install it into VirtualBox, or you can install it directly into your system. That's the second option. Or you could run a live boot version if you install it into a USB drive. Okay, so now let's get our Kali Linux running here. Also redundant amount of permission boxes. gonna take about a minute and a half to load here. Okay, so we have our virtual machine loaded here. And you're going to want to open up your terminal. The preferences. This is just my preference here. Color schemes. Alright, so do sudo. Here, let me see if I can make this a little bit more visible. There we go. Okay, so sudo msf console. Okay, so now type in use exploit /Windows /file format /Adobe _PDF _embedded _exe. That's the one that we're going to be using for this exercise. I'm going to show you in a later video how to get a full list of all the payloads that are available through this program, and how you can find the one that you need for your specific job. Okay. So now, show options. There it is. So this will give you some information of what system exactly is supported for this payload. So this payload will only work on the Windows XP and Windows Vista or Windows 7. Like I said, there's a lot more than just this payload in the system, which we'll go over later. But we're just going to use this one for example. Even though this isn't one of the supported machines for this payload, we can still intercept traffic from what's coming out of that file for this exercise. So set payload Windows x64 interpreter and reverse _TCP. And IP ADDR. Well, actually, never mind on that last part. We don't need the IP address for this exercise. So, go ahead and type in exploit. And it just generated our exploit file here. So you're going to copy this path and you're going to do sudo mv to move the file that we just copied, paste it, and then here after that it's going to be the destination file that we're moving it to. So I'm going to be moving it into our shared folder, which is going to be in desktop, and then desktop again. So I'm going to close that real quick. If you need help setting up a shared folder, watch my previous video where I covered that topic. Oh, typo. Okay, got a typo in there. Let me just double check if it's in here or not. Oh no, we got it. Okay. And the Windows Defender is going to try to remove the file immediately. So go into your Windows Defender, because it's going to detect it immediately. And see, it just removed it. So you have to do this pretty quickly. You gotta click on allow threats, so it doesn't delete your file. Now I'm gonna have to regenerate it again. Exploit. And again. Defender is going to try to delete it, so I have to click on allow on device really quick. Yes. Okay, there it is. So move that into your desktop. As you can see, I've done this before. I'm just going to store the other one. I have a few others on here as well, just for fun. So I'm gonna store these into a separate folder just so I don't get any extra interference from the traffic coming off of those. Move that into our desktop. Now we're going to open our Wireshark, and you want to set it on your whatever adapter you're connected to your network with. So I'm using my Wi-Fi adapter at the moment. That's what I'm going to select, and up here click on Start Capturing Packets. Okay, so watch what happens in the network traffic when I open this file. Just open the file. And here, let me make that bigger so you can see it. Open that again. So you start to see all these here. There's actually a lot of traffic going through here, but in the light blue, right up here, I'm going to stop capturing for a second so I can get to the point where it showed the traffic for this. There it is. So, protected payload is what it's going to show. Let me just make sure I'm not getting any interference from the other files I have on here. Start capturing again. So when you run this, yeah, I'll save that. When you run that, it's going to show a lot of protected payload traffic in light blue, unless you have a different color scheme on your Wireshark. And there you go, you start to see a lot of protected payload in light blue popping up. And this file, this payload will run constantly. It's never going to stop unless you put it into a folder, because it can't communicate out from a folder. So it has to be like on the desktop to be able to communicate outwards. See, that's what it looks like right there. Now if I store it away, and since we already have this, I'm going to go ahead and turn off my Kali machine, so I'm not getting any interference from this either. Probably should have done that in the beginning. Cut out the interference. So everything, if you're going to be looking for something like this, I should mention it's better to disconnect from your network, because that way you cut out a lot of the interference from the traffic going through your network as well. And you can just focus on what's trying to communicate outwards. Let me close that, close this one off. You see now that we disconnected from our network and turned off our Kali machine. If I take that payload back out, and I'm going to reset the captures. Try to save this Wireshark. Let me just reset that real quick. Trying to get an accurate capture with very minimal traffic here. Oh, never mind. Looks like I actually need to be connected to the internet. Restart Wireshark real quick. Seems to be on the wrong channel here. I'm not seeing any of the traffic coming from this one right now. Let me try pulling out one that I generated previously, if I have one here. They should be in here. Let's see, I'm gonna move out of my Wi-Fi and see if it's trying to connect on a different channel, or adapter, I mean. No, it's gonna be that one. Okay, let's see if we can find it. I want to see if I can set up like a filter to only show the payload packets. Oh, okay. So, did you see how all this generated as soon as we opened that file? So I'm gonna pause real quick. And it was from here all the way down to 57, 26, 57 here. Now, that's actually interesting, because if I have this connected to the Ethernet adapter is going to show a different message for that payload. It's going to say protected payload in this same length of space, and it's just going to keep showing protected payload as it's trying to connect. But I guess on the Wi-Fi adapter, it shows a whole different set of traffic names. So it's going to show a lot of SYN-ACKs. Server hello, let's see. Application data. Let me save that real quick, and we're going to do that again to recreate this so we can make sure that it was actually from that packet. Okay, I'm just going to close that, reopen it. Okay, so I'm going to open this file. And all this starts showing up. Okay, pause. Go back up here. And we can see the same thing just happened when we opened that payload. Same traffic that we just saw in the previous retry when we open that file. A bunch of syntax with a hello retry request, change cipher spec, server hello, application data. So I think from right here, from 31 all the way down to $60 is our payload traffic. I'm gonna do it a third time just to make sure. So pretty standard traffic. Now let's open the payload. And normally it would run constantly. I think it might be running constantly on a different thing here. Or maybe because it's not compatible with the system, it's not running. So open that up. There it is, okay. So, honestly, I think the traffic that it shows depends on the system that you're running, because this is a Windows 11. And what I'm getting constantly when I run this is like from 19 or 18 up here all the way down to 44. This is the regular traffic for that payload. Same thing 3 times in a row. So this is the payload traffic. Whereas in Windows 10, if you run it, it will constantly run. It will constantly show protected payload, and it will just flood your network traffic with protected payload. So let me demonstrate that on my Windows 10 machine so I can show you what I mean. I'm gonna save this real quick, and we're gonna cut off the recording so I can move on to the other machine here.